All right, welcome everybody. So glad that you were able to join me. We're going to have a good time today, at least as good a time as we can have as we watch a super spreading group of clowns cheer the non sequitur lunacy of a recently COVID positive president. Within that situation, we're going to have absolutely as much fun as humanly possible. So that is the news. Yes. It is Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. I was away all weekend. We were off today from the broadcast show, as we call it. But I do want to see what kind of shape Donald Trump is in here. I predict it will be really weird. Yeah, as people are saying in the chat, I think it's going to be really, really weird. I've showered for this one. My hair is it's my hair. I mean, what can I say? I have all sorts of different powerful elements down below that I'm going to be showing you. Some are, well, I have different things. I'm not even going to get ahead. Why do I get ahead of it? I won't. I will also, by the way, be debuting a new single from Joe Woodward, which not only is a Trump single, it now includes samples of my own voice as well. So it's going to be it's going to be incredible. We've got a great stream here. I maybe have some clips for you guys. I'm going to reveal a few other things that are going on, and it's going to be great. So I'm really glad that everybody's here. Of course, you may or may not have heard that there is no second debate. The second debate has been canceled initially because of Captain COVID. They said it would be a remote debate on Thursday night. Then Captain COVID said, I'm not doing remote. Anybody could silence me. So then it was just they gave a town hall to Joe Biden. And then I guess now the debate has been officially canceled and Trump is considering doing a different town hall on a different network. Hopefully the town halls will not be concurrent. It will be one after the other. And then I'd be here and we will cover them. But there will be other rallies this week. Joe Biden has some events this week. There's going to be no shortage of events this week. All right. So let's get everything straightened out one thing at a time. Do we have audio here? We do. Okay. Yeah. Very, very good. So we have audio for when the time comes. We're also standing by on we have the Fox News feed. Let's see if we have audio there. Yep, Macho Man is very, very strongly playing. So we're ready there. Let me, before we go any further, because I have other things to show you guys, I want to let more people join, okay? So let me just start by reading some super chats, which I would love for you to send if you're watching on YouTube. It's a beautiful day for a super chat. Chakoseki says, I'm worried Amy COVID Barrett and Kobfefi 19 will finally convert us into a Taliban-esque Trump-ministan. We need to vote the Prump plague out. Yeah, Prump is back. People want Prump. Democratic Brotherhood of St. Nicholas says, who's betting Trump goes to the hospital next week? Yeah, I mean, listen, that could happen. Some people do have a sort of second wave, as for lack of a better term, and they end up in the hospital. That would be very bad for Trump. Danny Thompson says, thanks for covering this event today, as I know you were planning to take this Indigenous Peoples Day off. Your voice in this left space is so needed that this pack maniac appreciates all you do. Yeah, but just so people know, when I say we're off, it means there's no podcast or radio show or TV show or free speech TV show. But I got back a few hours ago from a beautiful weekend. I'll even have some pictures for you, relevant pictures from the weekend. And we are live. We are live right now. This is not a rerun. Alexander says, if Biden wins with a landslide, can the conservative Supreme Court still just hand Trump the presidency? It would be pretty damn difficult, which is why I think we should win by a landslide. And one of the elements I have here is related to that. Turtle Fuzzle says, shout out to David and all my LGBT comrades. Very nice. Michael Dahl says, David, is there any collective action that we could take in the event that you were detained for your obviously illegal membership discounts? Hey, I have something great for you guys. I'm going to read to you a story of the risks of taking advantage of one of my dangerous membership discounts. Look at this horrible story. The police pulled me over after I became a member. This is from the subreddit, by the way. A very important warning. Just a warning to all of you thinking about signing up. So the other day I was listening to one of David's streams during a Trump press conference. When I heard the coupon code, I nearly got into an accident, shocked at the obscenity of how much of a discount it gave. I had to pull over and sign up. So far, so good. I remember David warning that the discount was so insane that it might not be legal in my state. I forgot to check and make sure it was legal before signing up. Big mistake. Not long after merging back onto the highway, I saw the police lights flashing behind me. I pulled over and sat nervously waiting for the officer to approach. "Do you know why I pulled you over?" the officer asked irritably. "Because I used the coupon code 2020 now," I replied timidly. "What in the are you talking about? Your tail light is out," he responded almost irritably. I was lucky it was a routine stop. Had I been arrested for using the coupon code, I might not have been able to post bail for how much they'd have me locked up for. What does it all mean? Absolutely nothing. Everyone needs to go out and vote in November. Perfect story, pitch perfect. That is just one of the things on the subreddit. So the messages here are, this is a fan fiction of sorts, yes. Join the subreddit at davidpakman.com/Reddit. And maybe as importantly, wow, a lot of camera problems, grab a membership on my website, joinpakman.com. A couple of people who have, David Tozier just signed up, and Alan Gorley, new members number 1 and 2 at joinpakman.com. Boom. Look at that. And we may actually run out of memberships. It could happen. We could run out and then we would have no memberships left. That would be very, very ugly. So the importance of voting. Okay, I'm going to show people something very, very powerful here. I have here today my absentee ballot. Okay, now I'm not going to do anything illegal or possibly illegal. Like, I think you're not supposed to fill it out on camera. You're not supposed to show your completed ballot. This is an absentee ballot. Okay, as it says here, state election official early absentee ballot. In Spanish, elección estatal. You understand? Papeleta oficial de votación temprana de voto en ausencia. Absentee. Ausencia, absentee. We all need one of these. Okay? I'm going to be filling this out and hand delivering it to a Dropbox. I will film the delivery of at the Dropbox. We all must do this. Okay? This is no joke. Tomorrow on the program, I am going to show you how, if you compare, we are currently, what is it, 7? Is it, I think 7, is it? No, it doesn't make sense. 22, however many days out we are right now from the election, okay? If you look 4 years ago at Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, Hillary Clinton was polling better than Biden is today in those 3 states. So I know that we can say a popular vote nationally, Biden's crushing. I get it. We can say, oh my God, California, Biden's going to win by even more than Hillary won. Great. Electoral college. Okay. Electoral college. If you look at those 3 states, it's not so good. All right. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Also, I have here one of my tomatoes. Okay. I've never introduced elements of produce into the streams, but I did post today as Donald Trump has arrived. I did post to my Instagram today my haul. I pulled all of my large green tomatoes because it is going to be frosting soon. And I'm going to be hand ripening these indoors in a box. This is a beautiful tomato, and I believe that it will ripen poetically as we approach Election Day. And hopefully on Election Day, we will have not only good results, but if we do, I will take this tomato, which I will keep here in the studio. I will slice it up. I will put oil, salt, and pepper on it, and we will enjoy this tomato. It will be red by Election Day together. All right, guys? So this is from Pakman Farms, and it's going to be joining me. Maybe I could even put it somewhere in view, and you will see it turn maybe here. Hold on. Right there. Yeah, if I could somehow secure it right there, and then we will see it ripen as the days go, and then hopefully we will have good election results on November 3rd, and I will slice this up and eat it with you guys. It'll be really, really great. So that was Instagram. Make sure you were following me on Instagram. Very, very important, as Donald Trump has arrived. Very good. Okay. Other important things to mention. Jeremy Schroeder has just signed up at joinpacman.com and is new member number 3 today, which I very much appreciate. Other super chats coming in. Oliver Wild says, David, have you heard about the GOP allegedly staging fake official ballot boxes to further suppress votes? What are your thoughts? I bookmarked the story over the weekend, and I will comment on it tomorrow. Let me say a few Twitch thank yous. Very much appreciate Crazy Hawaiian in PA for this sub. Hex on Xonks 1658. Classic Tone, Dakadoon, Join Voice, please. Boy Meets Mini, Combo Carl, and a lot of other really great people. Very much appreciate that. What other super chats do we have here? David Pacman says, David, your hair looks great as always. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Well, I showered today. I wanted to take it seriously. Richard says, we are about to appoint Serna Joy Waterford to a lifetime appointment to the SCOTUS. Are we totally screwed? I'm sorry. I don't know the reference. I apologize. Chakaseki says, do you think Trump has overcome his lung spurs, or will he continue to make excuses about God's gift of COVID? Yeah, we're going to hear a lot of excuses. Oh, that's from Handmaid. I don't remember that character. Serna Joy Waterford. Tim of the Rosebush says, do you think Trump's forward awkward posture is because he's trying to use his fancy jackets to cover up his belly? I've been told that it's because he's using lifts. That's what I've been told. All right, I am going to debut now very, very strongly for you guys a new single from Joseph Woodward. This one is called She Goes to the Best College. This is a remix of me interviewing Trump and Trump talking about how he would date Ivanka. All right, let's listen to it as we see Trump's arrival. The newest single from Joseph Woodward. Let's go to the phones at 617-830-4750. Let's see. Let's first go to... you know who's on the phone? Donald Trump is holding on. And last time it was off the rails. And that intrigues me. I'm in an off the rails sort of mood. What's going on?
Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together.
And when this happens, is this like parents? Is it siblings, cousins? What like generation relative to you is it?
I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Hold on. Let's slow down because there's a lot there. Let's really think it through.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Wow.
She made a lot of money as a model, a tremendous amount. And then she went cold turkey and gave it all up because she had to go to college, because I wanted her to go to college. Mm-hmm. She goes to the best college. She goes to Wharton. Okay. She's got straight A's.
Let's take a step back. Let's address a couple different things. It ultimately, the answer is really in you, in the sense of what do you want your relationship to look like with these family members, right? Because I could give you advice that would smooth things over, but to make you feel
well, I'm not looking for anything
thoughts,
bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody.
Well, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, just work on being a normal person, my friend. I'm going to let you go.
David, you're born a certain way. And does it really change that much?
Okay, I don't believe any of it. That's all the time I have for calls today. Sorry. So that was a really crazy day when Donald Trump called in and said he would date Ivanka. And of course, just so you know, that is the same Joseph Woodward who created this masterpiece.
To make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. Convalescent, strong antibodies from the blood of recovered patients to help treat patients battling a current
Anyway, okay,
infection.
so Joseph has also even promised new material by the end of the week. So we may have something very, very special for you guys by maybe by Thursday. I don't know. You can't force creativity, and Joe Woodward knows that better than all of us, but maybe we will have something new for you guys by the end of the week. Okay, a couple of other super chats. Oh, wait, did I have anything else here? I think that's it. No, I showed you my tomato and my absentee ballot. Yeah, I think that's most of what I had. Okay, Richard Cervello says over under on Trump collapsing live on stage. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. I will be curious to see whether he's struggling to breathe. All right, new members signing up. Let me say thank you to Michael Mashuk, who is new member number 4 today. Hugh Jasol, We have like 10 members with that name. It's not funny anymore, but I love the support. Is new member number 5 today. Laura Layton is new member number 6. So that is, listen, we are getting down to the wire here. We are doing 4 or 5 streams a week. I am asking you to grab a membership at joinpacman.com. We really do appreciate it. It's the number one primary funding source for the show. You know, if you look at YouTube funding, it's like an EKG. You know, you look at Twitch, it's like an EKG. You look at Facebook, it's not even, you would have declared the person dead for periods of time with Facebook revenue. Okay. Membership is the way, and I would love for you to grab a membership at joinpacman.com. We have a very modest goal of 25 members. And 2020 now, as you can see, as a coupon code, saves you 66%. If you see the normal prices and you say, beautiful, normal prices are great, don't even bother with the coupon code. If you want the coupon code, it's not means tested. It's available to anybody who wants it, and you'll chop 66% off the price of your membership, okay? And I will be thanking folks throughout the stream, and hopefully we will fill this entire bar. You know, we had 338 during the first debate. I think we can do 25. I sort of have faith in people. That's my instinct. Patricker says, I know there was no show today, but your website lists an episode. It's from July 14th. Yes, it is. It's a rerun. So we do reruns on days off. Brendan Kiernan says, Orange Man, unironically bad. Exactly. Lauren Kimball says tomorrow is the last day to register to vote in Kansas. Important deadline. Very, very important deadline. These are super chats I'm reading, by the way, on YouTube. Let me see what else we've got. I missed a couple here. Lee says, do you think Trump is paying all those nuts to be there like they did people at the White House yesterday? No, I don't think so. Eric Bob says, hi, bro. Hello. Michael Foster says one could even say that those are perfect tomatoes. This will be a perfect tomato by the time it's all said and done. Hold on. I do have a situation going on outside. There's a really crazy situation. Hold on. I got to text my girlfriend. Yeah, we've got a crazy situation. I participated in a documentary recently. And the person who is producing it sent me an alcohol delivery of some kind, and they're calling me constantly because they want to deliver it. I'm just telling my girlfriend what's going on because I'm not going to be alcohol delivery here. Long story. Will explain later. Yeah, I mean, she's not going to know what's going on, but what can I do? A lot happening right here. Okay. Chakaseki says the front row of the rally is going to be more soaked with COVID spittle than the splash zone at SeaWorld. It's going to be a whale of a time. Well said. Jonathan Warden says, hey, DVD, I was trying to watch the members video for today. It took me for one for July 17th. Yeah, we were off for Columbus Day today, so we've got a repeat. James Montalbano says the issue, I'm guessing you mean of the memberships, the issue is not one of legality, but of morality. Offering such disgusting, vile membership discounts degrades not only David, but his audience. Yeah, I am degrading myself in front of people by offering such strong discounts, but I want people involved. It's that simple. Okay. So for example, Kevin Ivascu is new member number 7. Beautiful. Antoine Valliere-Lavoie is number 8. What else do we have? Jerry Sousa is number 9. Michael Maffei is number 10. Those are just some of the names I'll be mispronouncing this evening as we wait for Donald Trump. Chase Axelson says, how do Republicans pass off their nationalism as patriotism? It's very strange how obvious it is. Well, it's not obvious to half the country. That's how they pass it off. Lori Travel says, I went to a Trump rally. All I got was the stupid MAGA hat and COVID-19. Alexander Gomes says, David, please organize an unfollow Trump from Twitter day. Hitting his ego is the only thing that works, kind of. It's not even worth it. This is what matters right here, okay? This is my absentee ballot, which I will be filling out tomorrow. and bringing. Oh, there is a question 3. That's interesting. I thought there was not. Oh, okay. It's all right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll go with a yes, but still, it's non-binding. I will be dropping that off tomorrow, and that's what really matters. Gregory Shavers says the new single is low-key kind of lit. Yeah, very, very nice work. I debuted a new single earlier today from Joe Woodward. Really, really good. MJ likes it, says, wow, this is a hit. Should be an ad to air all over the U.S. I still love the Plasma one the best. Yeah, since we have time, some of you may have missed, there's now the second song is Don't Be Afraid of It. Listen to this one.
Nobody that's a leader would not do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay.
This one's trippy.
I just left Walter Reed Medical Center.
This one gets really good.
And I learned so much in coronavirus. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the best medical equipment. Don't be afraid of it. Felt great, like better than I have in a long time. Don't be afraid of it. I didn't feel so good. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the coronavirus. Don't be afraid of it. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune. I don't know. Be afraid of it. Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Be afraid of it. Don't let that happen. We're the greatest country in the world. Be afraid of it. As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it.
Right.
But don't let it dominate your lives. Get out there. Be careful. We have the best medicines in the world, and it all happened very shortly, and they're all getting approved.
Right.
And the vaccines are coming momentarily.
This is my favorite part. Yeah, so anyway, that's the second we're going to have an album here before we know it. It's going to be amazing. Okay, other super chats coming in. I do want to try to get to them. I also want to say thanks to Stark for Machines for gifting a sub on Twitch. Mercenary says, good luck with you, he election. Captain Flashert says, hell yeah, go America. Very strong message. And a lot happening as we await Donald Trump. Darratend says, I'm on Boston time in the UK, thanks to David. Vote. Must vote. Chase Axelson with a message in Hebrew, which I'm not going to go as nostalgic as that would be to Hebrew school days. I'm not going to do that right now. Let's see. Other super chats coming in. Oh, I don't want to miss some. Hold on a second. Where did that go? Okay, here we go. Oliver says, I predict a 3-second coughing bout if his speech lasts more than 10 minutes. Well, I do think that the speech is going to be maybe shorter than some others as we see Donald Trump descend now. I don't know that this will be a super long speech because of Trump's cough, but we will see. He could also be on a very powerful cough suppressant today. I don't know. Sean says, I'm sure you saw the Regeneron drug was created with the help of embryonic stem cells. How wild. Thank you for the content. Yes. Very hypocritical, of course. Pat says, what is that Amy's COVID test results? I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Narui, girlfriend. David, how could you? Nick says, David, what do you think about the documents that Trump is asking Pompeo to release? Do you think that might have an effect on the election? I don't know if you're referring to Hillary's emails, which I don't think will affect the election, or something else. We can only wait and see. We can vote, wait, and see. Let's see what's happening audio-wise. Yep, so we got to just keep waiting. That Ghastly says, Trump said closure equals alcoholism. Exhibit A, David P. Jordan Noonan says, weird alcohol delivery flex. I don't even know what you're talking about. Citrus says, do you think Trump was so outlandish in the first debate because he could have been on steroids? Anything is possible. Is Trump tossing shirts now? This is like a sporting event. Oh my God. Trump's throwing shirts out to the audience. This is insane. Thanks to Michael Mance, who's new member number 11 on my website, joinpacman.com, Frank Saldivar is new member number 12. Lisa Murphy, number 13. This is now like a cheap concert. Okay. Eric Melke is number 14 on my website. Joey Howley is new member number 15. We will keep moving the bar as Donald Trump speaks and gets ready to speak, hinging forward at the waist in something that seems to defy gravity, quite frankly. But Trump is there, and it seems like upper Trump. Let's listen. Oh, my God, the volume is so low.
It's great to be with you. Thank you. It's great to be back.
I hear some struggle in the voice already, honestly.
It's a lot of people. You know, our competitor, Sleepy Joe, he had a rally today and practically nobody showed up. I don't know what's going on.
It's called the pandemic is what it's called.
Sleepy Joe. But it's great to be back in my home state, Florida, to make my official return to the campaign trail.
This is insane.
I am so energized by your prayers and humbled by your support. We've had such incredible support. And here we are.
He sounds hopped up, yeah. Decks. Powerful decks.
But we're going to finish. We're going to make this country greater than ever before. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've made tremendous progress. If you look at what we're doing with therapeutics and, frankly, cures, we've made tremendous progress. And I said to my people, we are going to take whatever the hell they gave me and we're going to distribute it around to hospitals.
Impossible.
And everyone's going to have the same damn thing.
Impossible.
We've all endured a lot together, and we are doing better by far than we ever did in 2016. The enthusiasm's greater. The spirit is greater. We're going to have, if it's possible, an even greater and more important victory than we had just 4 years ago.
That I doubt. That I doubt.
And nobody ever said this fight was not going to be a hard one, but we will make it like you've never seen before. We are more successful now than we've ever been before. Our military is rebuilt. Take a look at what's going on with our economy. I hate to say to the fake news, we're about to hit another stock market record, 401ks.
It's funny seeing people cheer for a stock market that they have no stake in whatsoever.
Not a nice guy, by the way, I have to be honest. Not a nice guy. You know, people say, oh, he's such a nice guy. He had a very bad day today. He had a very bad day. You saw what happened. If I ever had a day like he had today, they'd say it's over.
What happened today?
No, Biden had a bad day. He forgot Mitt Romney's name. He didn't know what state he was in.
What?
And he said, today he's a proud Democrat running for the U.S. Senate. No, you can't do it. It's the second time. Can you imagine if I did that? It's great to be with you. It's great to be a wonderful developer from New York.
He got his own, Trump referred to himself as Donald Prump recently. What does he mean if I did it?
Bad day. He's got a lot of bad days coming. Look, we can't play games. The one thing I know for sure, President Xi of China did us no favor. President Putin of Russia.
Sounds high as a kite.
You're looking around. Kim Jong-un. Whatever happened to the war we were supposed to be in with Kim Jong-un, right?
People stopped you from getting into it.
Kim Jong-un, they're 100% sharp. We have somebody running who's not 100%. He's not 80%. He's not 60%. We can't have this. As a country, we can't have it. Joe Biden is also owned by the radical globalists, the wealthy donors, the big money special interests who shipped away your jobs, shut down your factories, threw open your borders, and ravaged our cities while sacrificing American blood and treasure in this ridiculous, endless wars, set of endless wars that we've been in for a long time. 19 years, they're all coming back home. You know that, right? They're all coming back home, our great warriors, our great soldiers.
Okay.
The corrupt political class is desperate to regain their power by any means necessary. We're the ones standing in their way.
we're the ones standing up for the American worker, the American family, and for the American dream. And that's what we're doing on this.
There's that populist
beautiful
rhetoric
evening.
that went
This
nowhere for the
beautiful
last 4
evening
years.
in Florida. Oh, do I like Florida? Did we win Florida last time? Was that beautiful? We won it. You know, everything I hear, we're winning by a lot. Then you turn on the fake news, they say, the polls are tied in Florida. I don't get it. I don't. We had the same thing last year. Remember, 4 years ago, we had the same thing. We're going to lose Florida, they said 4 years ago, by 5 points. They called that thing so early in the evening, we won by a lot. And we're winning by a lot more now than we were 4 years ago.
He could be right, guys. We got to vote. We got to make
22 days from now, we're going to win this state. We're going to win 4 more years in the White House. We're going to make our country greater than it has ever been before. Thank you, man. Thank you. This is the most important election in the history of our country. And
True.
I used to say it in 2016. I'm sorry, at the
Nope.
time I thought it was.
This one is now.
These people are crazy. We have to win.
Those people are
Most
crazy.
important we've ever had. Biden has made a corrupt bargain exchange for his party's nomination.
What?
He's handed control to the socialists, the Marxists, and the left-wing extremists, and you know that.
There are none of
And
them.
he's got no strength left. He's got no power left. He's got nothing going. If he wins, the radical left will be running the country, and they're addicted to power, and God help us if they ever got it, because we would never have the same country again.
I hope.
And you couldn't make a comeback. You don't make comebacks from where they take us. If I do not sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because, frankly, I'm not a politician.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed by the term.
I thought it was because he's high as a kite on decks.
And if I don't always play by the rules of Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you, and I fight harder than anybody has ever fought for you.
Fort for you?
And I had a very nice life before this, I will tell you. A lot easier. But I love this, and I would have never, ever changed, because we are doing more for this country than any administration has ever done, despite the witch hunts and the phony stuff that we caught them on now. We caught them cold, and we'll see what happens with that. Just watch.
Caught
Stay
him
tuned.
cold. What were the crimes?
Right now,
again?
I'm
What's that
fighting
list
to
of
make
crimes?
sure we eradicate the virus, rebuild the economy, and save our country from the radical left. We're hitting record stock market numbers, record 401ks, record stocks, record job numbers. Don't blow it. Don't blow it.
Like you did on the virus?
Sleepy Joe wants to quadruple your taxes, you know? Wants to quadruple.
Literally impossible.
How about where he gets caught again? He said, oh, no, we're not going to give a tax increase, but we're going to terminate all of the Trump tax cuts. Well, that's $2,000 plus child tax credits, plus all of the other things. You're talking about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year. I don't think Florida's going to be paying that.
That is a massive lie.
Per family.
Stunning lie.
And you know, if you add energy into that, we have energy at an all-time low. We're energy independent. Nobody ever thought that was going to happen. And when you're paying less than $2 at the pump, like you are, nobody ever thought you'd see those days again. And those days are here for a long time if we're smart. We've been beating China. We've been beating everybody. Until the plague came in, we were teaching China like they've never...
Did you see that weird interview where Trump said he was beating off all these different things? It was a bizarre interview.
And we're very soon going to be doing it again. We achieved all of this despite the fact that we caught them cold. They were spying on our campaign. It's our campaign. It's
Our campaign. A
not
campaign.
my campaign.
That was what we call a glitch.
They were spying on our campaign and illegally trying to take down a very, very straightforward and legally sworn-in administration. We were sworn in. They tried before the fact. They tried
Oh my
after
God,
the
he's
fact.
losing it.
We were
Campon.
and you know, then they say,
You guys know he has no idea what he's saying.
With a friendly transfer of power. For 4 years, they've been trying to get us out of office. 4 years they've been trying to get us out. But we'll take care of it all after the election. We caught them cold. We caught them cold.
List
Bad people,
the crimes.
crooked Hillary.
List the crimes.
And by the way, Obama and Biden knew everything that was happening, okay?
Will he call for their jailing now? He did it last week.
We'll take care of it after the election. Joe Biden and the Democrat Socialists, but that gives you another reason to go out and vote. We got to get in. Because we don't, they'll just sweep it under the rug. Joe Biden and the Democrat Socialists will kill your jobs, dismantle your police departments, dissolve your borders, you know that, release criminal aliens, confiscate your guns, no more Second Amendment, get
These
used
are
to
all
it.
lies. None of this is true.
Destroy your suburbs and drive God from the public square. That's what's going to happen. You saw in the Pledge of Allegiance during the Democrat National Convention, they took the word
Gonna have to
God
grab the
out
door, my
twice.
friends.
They said, oh, we made a mistake, excuse me. And then it happened a second time. We said, well, I guess that wasn't a mistake, right? Biden even refuses to answer questions on the packing of the Supreme Court. Nobody even thought of that for many, many, many decades. And that's what they want to do. They can't get there legitimately, so they say, that's all right, we'll just pack the court. We'll put a lot of super lefties on the court, and we'll have a whole different country. Nope, not going to happen that way. We're not going to let it happen. You got to get out and vote. You know, a lot of people said that I was elected because of the Supreme Court, because I said I'm going to put great conservative, constitutionalists, great judges on the Supreme Court. I don't know if it's true. But if it is true, it's more true now than it was 4 years ago, and you got to get out and vote because they're going to destroy our country, and they're going to destroy our U.S. Supreme Court, and we can't let that happen. But who would have thought we're on number 3? You know, other presidents have never had any. They've never had any. We're at 3 already. 3.5 years.
He has to be stopped.
And I will say this, it's driving them crazy. It's driving them crazy. And Amy is fantastic, a great intellect, a great scholar. I think she's going to be a fantastic U.S. Supreme Court justice.
Real scholar. Google people of praise.
As America saw earlier today, in Amy's opening statement in the Senate, Judge Barrett, a brilliant scholar who will defend our laws, our rights, our freedom, and our Constitution like very few people would have the capability of doing. The radical left is hell-bent on destroying everything we love and cherish. They're enraged and unhinged.
He used to dance around the authoritarian dictator language. Now this is just Mussolini dyed mango color.
We understand their cancel culture. We're not letting them cancel culture us at all. We're proud of our country and we're proud of our heritage. They want to punish the middle class, expunge every last trace of traditional values, and replace the American dream with a socialist nightmare. And that's
There's
what it is.
no socialists
They
in
want
the
to turn
Democratic
America
Party in
into
positions of
communist
power.
Cuba or socialist Venezuela and ruin the lives of Hispanic Americans and all Americans.
Hispanics.
And I want to thank the Hispanic Americans down in Florida. You have been so incredible to Trump.
I thought it was Prump.
Biden's agenda would be a catastrophe for Florida seniors. And by the way,
He's reading super quickly, and I don't know if it's because he's hopped up on steroids or because knowing he's not feeling well, he's trying to get through it and leave.
right as I came into office, Obama gave the whole planet away to Castro, and I said, no, thank you, we're not doing that.
That never happened.
That's why we just got the Bay of Pigs Award.
That doesn't exist, does it?
Americans, thank you very much, and a lot of them are here. Thank you all.
Can someone fact check that? I think he's referred to the getting the Bay of Pigs Award before. I think it doesn't exist.
30 in Medicare, you know all about that. Now Biden is pledging mass amnesty and federal health care for illegal aliens. Now, we all have a heart, and we all want to take care of people. But what you're doing is you're telling millions of people to pour up into our country. We're going to give you education. We're going to give you health care. We're going to give you everything. We can't do it. We can't afford it. We can't take care of our own people. We have to take care of our people first.
He's got to be on something. He never talks or reads this quickly.
And if they let that happen, you would be decimating Medicare and destroying your Social Security. While I'm president, no one will touch your Medicare. No one will touch or hurt in any way, shape, or form your Social Security.
Remember, he proposed deferring Social Security taxes, which are what is used to fund that program.
The world has ever seen, and we were there. Last year was the greatest year in the history of the state of Florida. And I have to say, it was practically that way for almost every state in the union. But it was Florida's best year. The year coming is going to be, and you're going to see a great third quarter set of numbers coming out very soon, just before the election. So I'm putting myself on the spot. The third quarter numbers are going to be record-setting phenomenal.
Okay, so the truth is, Trump was given the Bay of Pigs award by some random group in 1999, and it has nothing to do with his presidency. That's just amazing.
We promise, and I will always put America first. You haven't heard that, right? You haven't heard that from other people. Under my leadership.
Oh, and it wasn't an award. He was endorsed by Bay of Pigs, by a group of Bay of Pigs veterans 21 years ago. Okay.
No country in the world has recovered the way we've recovered economically or otherwise. Not even close. And if you vote for me, prosperity will surge. Normal life, that's all we want. We want a normal life. We'll fully resume. And the Florida tourism and hospitality industries that I know so well will reach historic new highs, highs like they've never reached before.
Higher than
Biden
Trump.
would terminate our recovery, delay the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, and annihilate Florida's economy with a draconian, unscientific lockdown. That's what he wants to do, lockdown.
The crowd seems bored. Everybody behind Trump is talking amongst themselves. Did someone fall? You guys see how there's a commotion right here? What's going on?
Risk groups, you know, the older people.
Now everyone's
Fortunately,
sitting.
I'm not an old person. I'm very young, and I'm in such perfect shape.
There seems to be something completely unrelated to what Trump's saying going on in the crowd behind him.
You know, I said that the other day. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm very young, and I'm in great shape, perfect shape. And they said, Donald Trump misrepresented today again. He said he was in great shape, but he's very young. These people are the sickest of them all. But the World Health Organization, did you see what happened? They just came out a little while ago, and they admitted that Donald Trump was right. The lockdowns are doing tremendous damage to these Democrat-run states where they're locked down, sealed up, suicide rates, drug rates, alcoholism, death by so many different forms. You can't do that. And I want to just congratulate the governor and everybody in Florida. You're open and open for business and doing great.
Basically, every state is open right now. It's just like Stephen King wrote. He went to the movie theater the other day. There were 4 people at like a multiplex total. 4, not 4 per theater. There were 4 people because people are like, I'm not going to go to the movies right now. But the idea that the states are closed is wild.
Good about it. If you want to stay, stay. Relax, stay. But if you want to get out there, get out. One thing with me, the nice part, I went through it. Now they say I'm immune. I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience. I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience.
Oh, my God.
I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just
He's
give
high
you
as a
big,
kite,
fat
guys.
kiss. No, but there is something nice. I don't have to be locked up in my basement, and I wouldn't allow that to happen anyway. I wouldn't allow it to happen. When you're the president, you can't lock yourself in a basement and say, I'm not going to bother with the world.
Can you guys workshop some titles for the YouTube clip I'll do tomorrow about this? Is this Trump threatens to kiss audience at degenerate COVID rally? That seems like the title.
Immune, I don't know for how long. Some people say for life. Some people say for 4 months. I mean, every time I think about it, every time I hear them, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter because they want it to be as bad as possible. But it is a great feeling. I want to thank, by the way, Walter Reed Medical Hospital, Johns Hopkins. These guys are incredible. You know, we're 90% better now than we were 6-7 months ago in terms of a cure for people that get really sick. 90%. It's incredible what's happened. And with children, it's 99.9%. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. 99.9. They have a little better immune systems. We just learned that. Better than you have, right? Better than we.
People are asking if I've sped the video up. This is live. It's not sped up.
Schools open. We have to get our businesses going back. We have to get our country rolling, and it is rolling. You're going to see that when the numbers come out. The Biden virus plan, and you got to remember, he took H1N1, which he always calls N1H1. He gets it mixed up. I said, no, Joe, H comes first. But it's called the swine flu, right? And his own person, his chief of staff, said that it was a disaster the way they ran it, a much less lethal problem, but a disaster the way they ran it, a total catastrophe. It was so bad. It was so bad. And then he says, I'm going to tell him what to do. But when I locked down China, he thought it was a terrible thing. He called me xenophobic, right? When I locked down China, which was in January, months earlier than what he said. Then ultimately he admitted I'm right, but then he said, oh, he should have acted faster. Well, this was months later. Then he says I should have acted fast. Nobody acted fast like I did. I also shut down, locked down Europe, if you remember. And the bottom line is we saved millions of lives. When this first came out, if we didn't do a good job, they predicted 2.2 million people would die. We're 210,000.
That's not if you didn't do a good job. That's if you do nothing. Who could get away with doing nothing?
They allowed it to escape China. But 2.2 million people would have died. Just remember that. Just remember that. A fact they don't like talking about. I have such respect for the people of this country, the way they've handled it. It's been an incredible love fest together. That's really what it's been.
He may be euphoric from the decks. That actually may be what's going on.
People whose family members have died, whose friends. I've lost friends. I've lost friends. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Blacks for Trump making their presence known, maskless like the entire group behind Trump.
Thank you. Thank you. You're going to love me even more. You're going to love me even more because we're years ahead on vaccines and they're going to be distributed very shortly. I mean, frankly,
we're 7 months in, but years ahead.
I want it to be before the election. Don't let it be. But we have great vaccines coming. Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer. I mean, we have great things happening with the vaccines. I think even greater with the cures and with the therapeutics. And maybe it's why I'm here with you. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure. I know one thing. I was very happy to take it, that I can tell you. But through Operation Warp Speed, we're on track to have 100 million vaccine doses before the end of this year, and they'll be delivered by the military, and they're all set to go. They're waiting for final approval. And that vaccine will end the pandemic, but we're also launching a historic effort to bring your medical supply chains back home. In 1996, Joe Biden voted to obliterate Puerto Rico's thriving pharmaceutical industry. Remember,
24 years ago, Biden had a position he no longer has. Vote Trump.
He cut it out. He sent Puerto Rico into a nosedive like nobody's ever seen before. So we're bringing it all back, and we're bringing it back to Florida, too. We're bringing it all the way back, taking our jobs away from China. We're bringing them back from China. I'll reverse Biden's catastrophic decision. We'll bring it all back. The drug industry's coming back into Puerto Rico, coming back into, by the way, Pennsylvania, coming back into North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, coming back into Michigan, coming back into Ohio. We're bringing it all back. Last month, I also announced an additional $13 billion in disaster relief for Puerto Rico and for Florida. Have I taken care of Florida?
All right, guys, this actually is worthy of, I will offer mercy bans. If people want a mercy ban so they don't have to see these future events, just ask the moderators, they'll ban you. And it's not a sign of aggression, it's just mercy.
Senators, great. They're always calling and asking for money, but I guess that's what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm always giving it when it comes to Florida. The Panhandle got hit really hard over the last 2 years. We took care of the Panhandle. So days ago, I was honored to receive the endorsement of the governor of Puerto Rico. Can you believe that, right? Wanda Vasquez Garcet.
Vasquez.
And she was so nice. And we're also joined by several great Puerto Rican community leaders, Jay Rosario, Gabe Ruiz, Daisy Lopez Cid, Myra Guzman Coslow, and candidate for Congress, Dr. Leo Valentin, please.
I like Guzman. That's a good one. He got the Guzman endorsement. Who's he talking? What's he doing? If anybody, the number of Mercy Band requests went up after that pronunciation.
You better vote for me, Puerto Rico. You better vote for me. But I'll always be fighting for Puerto Rico. It's very unfair the way they were treated by Democrats. And while Biden will surrender your jobs to China, your country and your fellow politicians, and I have a lot of great ones right here, including your governor.
Okay.
Wow. But we're never going to surrender. We will never allow ourselves to even think about surrendering to the left-wing mob. They're on the run. They're on the run. Better not have them have a little bit of a victory, because if they have even a little victory, it's not going to be good. I'm bringing our jobs back home and putting violent criminals behind bars. I'm working with your political leaders. We've also directed the FBI to immediately investigate the destruction of the Teddy Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln statues in Portland and to prosecute the offenders to the fullest extent of federal law.
Oh, my God.
Biden supported.
They're now directing like small property destruction investigations at the city level. That's what he's involved in now.
If he won, he may be the worst presidential candidate in history, and I got him. I got him. It actually puts more pressure on you. If you ran against a great candidate, there's actually less pressure. You want to know the truth. Thank you. Thank you. Now we want to keep our country great. We're bringing it to a level that it's never been. Our military has equipment, the likes of which nobody has ever seen, no country has ever seen, all made in the USA. Rockets, missiles, tanks, ships.
Great stuff for the average American, am I right?
Likes of which no country has ever seen before. Our nuclear arsenal is the strongest by far in the world, the strongest it's ever been. And hope to God we never have to even think about using it.
Right.
And the way you won't have to use it is to have it. At our debate, Biden could not name a single law enforcement organization that supports him, not one. And that's because, and by the way, did Vice President Mike Pence do a great job? Right? Did a great job. But it's because Biden and Harris, that's another great one. There was nobody so mean.
Will he call her a monster?
To Biden than her. Nobody. And so brilliantly, I said he can't pick her because nobody treated him as badly. Although I will say this, had Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren got out prior to Super Tuesday, we would have had Bernie instead, but I'd rather...
It's weird to be part of blacks for Trump and Latinos for Trump and sit there and laugh as Trump uses the term Pocahontas. It's very strange.
For a year and a half, he's against fracking. The day he gets the nomination, through a little luck, because she didn't get out, so she took all of Bernie's votes, right? But gets the following day, he said, I'm in favor of fracking. But he's not. And it doesn't matter, because the radical left will never let Pennsylvania and Texas and Oklahoma and North Dakota and Ohio, never let them frack. That's over with. But can you imagine? And the press, you know, which is fake and corrupt, the press never said, have you ever heard him ask? No, have you ever heard him ask once? Well, wait a minute. For 1 year, you said there will be no fracking. And he said it strongly, right? You know, read my lips, right? To use an old expression. Read my lips, there will be no fracking. That didn't work out too well. So now
It's weird how Trump pretends to not understand or doesn't understand the difference between a policy of getting off of fossil fuels for energy versus I will ban fracking the day I'm president.
wife of the mayor of Moscow.
Bosco.
Not once have I heard these frauds back there. Not once have I heard the fake news. Not once have I heard them say, $1 billion. If you don't change that prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. And then he goes, whoa, the prosecutor was changed. A prosecutor against his son. Not once have I heard them talking about that question. Can you imagine if we did that? And on top of everything else, the Democrat Party declared war on our great police and law enforcement. That's what it is. So I proudly received the endorsements of the Fraternal Order of Police, the National Association of Police Organizations, the National Troopers Coalition, the International Union of Police Associations, the National Latino Police Officers Association, the Florida Police Chiefs, and all of these incredible organizations, plus all over the country. And when I asked them, name one organization, give me one organization during our debate where he was saved by the moderator about 4 times, he couldn't answer it. Name one law enforcement organization, he couldn't name one. Then I said, say the words law enforcement, just say it. Couldn't do it. He couldn't say it.
That's not true.
We're joined tonight by a great group of people, warriors, really warriors. He came to me a couple of years ago. He said, sir, I want to run for governor. I said, Ron, I don't know, do they know you well enough? But he was a great defender and a brilliant guy. Harvard, Yale, top of his class, smart as hell. Nobody knows how smart. Don't tell too many people. He likes to catch you by surprise. But he's a great, great guy, and he's been a great friend. I said, all right, I'll endorse you. I endorsed him, and the rest, he went like a rocket ship, and he handled the pressure. And his wife, Casey, is better than him. I've been saying it for a long time. Governor Ron DeSantis in case.
Roid rage.
Great guy. Great, great couple. Great, great couple. Smart, brilliant. Sit down, please. Really just a great, great group of people.
Please.
Those people are great, and he surrounds himself with incredible people, with the exception, of course, of Representative Matt Gaetz.
Real disgusting guy.
Oh, Matt Gaetz. You talk about a warrior, right? Ron, what do you think, huh? Matt Gaetz is a great man, a great gentleman, and what a future he has. I don't know if I'd swap it, but I think I might. Great chat. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. John Rutherford. Where's John? John. Thank you, John. Mike Waltz. Mike.
Trump's on a very powerful antibody treatment known as convalescent plasma.
Gus Bilirakis. Gus.
These pronunciations are just stunning.
Congressional candidate, somebody who's supposed to be potentially a superstar. Now, we've heard that a lot.
Super spreader.
Sometimes it works out.
Not
It's going
superstar.
to in his case. Scott Franklin. Scott. Thank you. Oh, he's got the look he could be. That's good. That's good. Hear good things, Scott. Going well. How's he doing? Ron, he's doing good. Ron says you're doing good. Good. You got to win it. Thank you, Scott, very much. Kimberly. Where's Kimberly?
Completely off mic. Oh, Kimberly Guilfoyle spoke earlier.
I watched you coming in speaking. I said, that's a lot to follow.
Yeah, she was as nuts
Kimberly
as
is
Trump.
great. I want to thank Kimberly. And finally, we're joined by a group of amazing supporters who recently walked away from the Democrats and will be voting for us. We
Supposedly.
have a lot of them. A lot of them. And a lot of them in law enforcement. A lot of law enforcement. They were Democrats. In some cases, they left their parties. In other cases, they just said, no, we're voting for Trump. I said, why are you doing that? We have no choice. I said, you're right. You're right. But nobody's been better to law enforcement than I have. You know, when I first came in, we gave away hundreds of millions of dollars of military equipment that was in storage. Wasn't doing anybody any good. It was collecting dust, probably paying rent all over the place. That's probably why they had it, come to think of it. Boy, look how far that crowd goes back. Hey, cameras, will you please? Oh, man, look at that.
Look at this guy.
Man,
He's completely out of his mind.
that's into those hangers.
He seems to be struggling to breathe.
Wow.
I seriously, I think he's creating diversions to allow himself to catch his breath.
You know, these are the real polls. So when did you hear about this meeting? Like a day ago? These are the real polls, right?
Meeting.
The other guy gets out there and they work and work and work, and 30 people show up. They put them in those crazy circles, right? They only have the circles because that's the only way they can fill up the room. It's true. But that's a fantastic group of people. Thank you. Same thing over here. I wish the fake news would turn the cameras. You know, for a long time I didn't think the cameras moved that way. But then anytime there was a little sign of problems, they could twist around like a pretzel. And I realized that.
That is
But they don't like to
funny
show
when he
those
says
crowds,
that.
but that is a massive amount. I don't know how many people are here, but you got a lot. I want to thank you.
Could be 100,000
So
people.
this evening, we're also praying for all of the families on the Florida Panhandle affected by Hurricane Sally. And I will tell you, Ron and Marco and everybody, I'll tell you, Rick, everybody's been calling and calling. Matt Gaetz has been driving us a little crazy. Matt, you could take it a little easy. But that's what somebody that's good is supposed to do, right? You're supposed to call. But we take care of the Panhandle, and we're doing it at a level that's never been done before. And I've done it, I think I can say, right from the beginning, right? I tell the story about Ron DeSantis. He came to see me. He just became
Hey guys,
governor.
just for contrast, let's see how hopped up Biden is at his event, okay?
Good to
This
be
just
back.
ended.
O'clock, the last fast train, now they call it a Acela, it was then called a Metro, was at 7 o'clock. And I'd ride, you get outside the Beltway exit, and you ride by all these neighborhoods, and I'd look in the windows and wonder, literally sitting there, looking out the window, what are those parents talking about at that dining room table tonight? What are they doing before they put their kids to bed, or right after they put the kids to bed and come back and sit down? And my guess is they're talking about the same things that we talked about all across the country, what we're talking about today. They're asking questions in one another as profound as they are ordinary. We're going to be okay? We're going to make it? Well, what are we going to do? Who's going to tell her we don't have the money to go back to that community college?
Oh my God, Biden's completely out of his mind. He seems to be on something, guys. I can't believe it. And then listen to this.
Well, I've watched. And you don't want much help either. You're proud people. You're incredible people. You put it back together. But we're there for you all the way, and we're there monetarily, and we're there with FEMA. And I think FEMA's been incredible,
FEMA.
haven't they? Right? Yeah, they've been incredible. Thank you to FEMA. We have a lot of FEMA people here, right over there. We've spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Biden has inflicted over the last 47 years with that ridiculous, dumb thought, NAFTA, TPP, and China's entry into the World Trade Organization, a disaster for our country. You know, China is considered a developing nation. I stopped that. China's considered a developing. In other words, China, they're so wonderful, they're developing. Isn't that nice? Now, by being a developing nation, they get much more benefits than a nation that's not a developing. So I said, well, we're a developing nation too, if they're a developing nation. And we just won, you know this, we just won $7.5 billion from the World Trade Organization.
He won it.
And from the World Health Organization, I took us out. They said, why'd you do that? I said, number one, they were wrong on everything, although they corrected themselves today and they said I was right, or the lockdowns. But I said, number two, why are we paying $500 million a year? And China, which has 1.4 billion people, is paying $39 million a year. Explain that. They couldn't explain it. It was very hard to explain. So I took us out for that and other reasons, okay? So we'll see what happens with that. But these are the deals. I could go over hundreds of different things with you. And just common sense. I mean, common sense, what we do. Think of it, World Health Organization. We have 325 million people. We spend $500 million. China spends $39 million. and China dominates them. I said, doesn't work that way anymore. Doesn't work that way anymore.
I have to tell you, my green tomato from the garden is making a lot more sense than what Donald Trump is saying here.
I said, much less money. For decades, our politicians spent trillions and trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. But now we are finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs and our factory and our troops back home to the USA.
All right.
But those dismal days of betrayal, and that's what we were. We were betrayed by our own politicians, whether it was on purpose or that they were just plain stupid. We'll come back with unprecedented force if Washington Democrats are allowed to take control again. We can't let it happen. You have got to get out and vote.
Yes, finally we agree. 2 points of agreement with Trump. He says this is the most important election of our time. I agree. And we have to get out and vote. I agree.
Forward the most radical platform in American history, including a plan to eliminate U.S. borders. Oh, that's wonderful. Where's our border? We don't have one. Just come in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. If you're a murderer, if you're a rapist, if you're very, very sick with a disease that can spread all over, just come on in. Now,
What?
you know, we're up to almost 400 miles of wall. Nobody talks about that anymore.
Well, because the number changes every day, according to Trump.
And we now have the tightest, safest border
It goes
in our
up,
country's
down.
history. But we're up to almost 400 miles. It'll be finished very soon. And it's top of the line. It's exactly what Border Patrol wanted. But by implementing nationwide catch and release, imposing deadly sanctuary cities, nationwide, they want sanctuary cities. That's what they want. I don't
What's fascinating is this is not a political event. Like, people are waving in the background. People are talking amongst themselves. There's nothing about, this is not about policy, as we know. And part of this is about, how populist sounding rhetoric can be completely devoid of actual policy by design. And Donald Trump certainly takes advantage of that. But like, this is not, no political discussion is really happening here.
Where does the thought process come? It's demented. It would mean the total nullification of all U.S. borders, overwhelming every city and town in America, including this wonderful place that we all love very much. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history, and we're finishing that wall. It's going to be finished and so beautiful. Wait till you see that. Wait till you see that. A few more months. We're doing 10 miles a day. And by the way, Mexico is paying the hate.
So 3 weeks ago, Trump said it was 390 miles. We're doing 10 miles a day, but today it's almost 400. Can somebody pull out a protractor and do the math on that for me?
And I said, you have to do that. Otherwise, we're going to have to charge you tariffs because we're not going to stand for it when people are pouring into and we have the worst laws because Congress over the years has made it so weak. If you're a soldier and you talk rudely to somebody, they end up giving you the electric chair. Okay? It's so horrible.
What?
Mexico has been great. 27,000 soldiers we have. See, 27. Now, the electric chair comment, they'll put that. He's exaggerating. He shouldn't do that. They are sick people. But it is true. We have 27,000 Mexican soldiers guarding our border. And you know what? They don't play games. They don't let them through. And if they do let them through, we get very angry with Mexico. So Mexico's been great. The president of Mexico's been great. We're putting a border tax on for cars and trucks that go across. It'll much more than pay for our wall. Starting soon.
Crowd can barely even cheer for that. They know it's not happening.
They will build the wall. Everybody thought there was no way. You know, it's one of the largest projects in the history of our country because you're talking about a lot of miles. 540 miles, and then we may even add some more into other areas where you probably, you have natural barriers like mountains and rivers and a lot of other pretty tough areas, but we may even add some more. We're doing so great with it. 10 miles a day, and I want to thank the Army Corps of Engineers. You've been incredible. Some of them are here. They're very proud people. One thing with the Army Corps, they may build it a little expensive, but you can't rip that sucker down. It never comes. That'll never come.
Didn't people defeat the wall with like $100 worth of widely available hardware store parts?
Name and you release them and you say, come back in 3 years to a court case. And nobody ever comes back, except for the really dumb ones. They come back on occasion. But nobody ever comes back. They're in our country, and they could be murderers, and they could be all sorts of problems, and we're not having that. We ended it. We stopped asylum fraud, and we've deported 20,000 gang members, including MS-13. Brought them back to their country. We brought them back to their country. We've now deported over 500,000 criminal illegal aliens. Think of that. Think of that. And outside of poorly run Democrat states and cities, you don't have crime in this country. Our country is doing fantastically. And I call up governors in Portland.
We don't have crime? I thought the whole thing was crime is out of control, but it's Biden's fault. Which is it?
Oregon. I say, we'd love to send some people to help you out with Oregon. And to help you out with Portland. We'll solve the problem in a half an hour, like we did in Minnesota with Minneapolis. We'll solve the problem quickly. Remember, Minneapolis was burning down day after day, and I'd call, let us come in, let us come in. Anyway, they finally came in. How long did it take? About a half an hour. Remember the beautiful scene? They lined up. They weren't socially distanced, but that's okay. They lined up, then another line, then they just walked forward, and that was the end of that. And I think we're going to win the state of Minnesota because of it, I think.
That's not going to happen.
Hasn't been won since 1972, but it's looking like we're going to win Minnesota because of it, because what they did. But I give the governor credit, at least, even though it was too long, he let us. In Oregon, we have to send in the troops. We will solve that problem in 30 minutes. We sent in the U.S. Marshals recently when the man, this horrible human being, shot somebody and killed him in the middle of the street. 2 days went by, 3 days went by. I said, why hasn't he been arrested? We sent in the U.S. Marshals. In 15 minutes, it was all over. 15 minutes. It'd be so easy to do. I mean, can you imagine these people? For years and years, it's been anarchy in Portland for years and years. But not for the Republicans. This is why you cannot have the Democrats and that whole philosophy, that whole craziness. You cannot have them involved in running your country. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military, including funding to save Tyndall Air Force Base. Because who knows Tyndall? Who is, okay, well, not that big a group. That's not like a big group. I can tell you, if you were in the Panhandle, you'd be saying, thank you very much. It was wiped out by the hurricane, and Ron called, and a number of people called, and Marco called.
Random people called Trump.
Rick Scott called. They all called. They wanted to save Tyndall, and we did it, and now it's brand new, gorgeous, and really moving along well, right?
Tyndall's moving along beautifully.
We launched the first new branch of the U.S. Armed Forces in nearly 75 years called Space Force. Very important.
Right.
You know, for an administration, if you think of it, so not for 75 years, we've created a new force, right? The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. I mean, think of it, Coast Guard. And now, we just created a new force. First time in 75 years.
This is truly beyond parody.
And that's peanuts. That's peanuts. Because we built the greatest economy in history. We cut taxes more than any other president by far in history. We cut regulations, which I think is maybe just as important as the taxes. That's why our businesses are roaring back. We've done things that nobody else has done. Nobody else has. And these people back here, they don't even challenge me on it, which is shocking. Usually you'd think they'd challenge you, even if
most people agree Trump has done things no president before has done. That's why nobody's challenging him. They agree. It's just which things.
And we passed VA choice and VA accountability for
Obama passed that.
Right? And we just got a 91% approval rating, Ron. 91% approval rating by the vets on the way we're running it. Never happened before. That's never happened before, Rick. Never happened before. We killed the leader of ISIS who was trying to reform ISIS because we blew it into oblivion. We killed al-Baghdadi. They were looking for him for years and years and years. Guess who got him? We took out the world's #1 terrorist. and the mass murder of American troops and many, many people all over the world, Qasem Soleimani, he's dead.
Qasem Soleimani.
I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, which was a catastrophe. President Obama, give us $150 billion and we'll give you nothing. Give us $1.8 billion in green, in cash. He gave him $1.8 billion in cash.
Cash.
That's when I realized how powerful the presidency is, when you can do that. What a horrible deal. But we broke the deal, and I'll tell you, probably the first call I'll get after we win the election will be from Iran, dying to make a deal because they're down 28% GDP. Nobody's
Why
ever
haven't they
heard of
made
a
the
thing
deal
like that.
already, then?
That'll be the first call I get. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. I kept my promise, recognized the true capital of Israel, and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem.
Idiotic. Man, it's funny how people cheer for that. Like, I mean, it's of no practical value other than being an impediment to peace.
Every president said they were going to do that for many, many decades. They all were going to do that. Nobody did it because once they got in office, there was a lot of pressure on you not to do it. I could tell you I was called by every foreign leader, please don't do it, please don't do it. I told the story. I said, listen, tell them I'll call them back in a couple of days. Then I did it. I called them back. Hey, what's up? I also recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. 52 years they've been working on that. They've been working on that for 52 years. They couldn't get anything. Every year people would fly in, stay, wine, dine, have a good time, and leave. Nothing would happen. 52 years, I got it done in one day. And instead of these endless wars, we're forging peace in the Middle East and peace without blood all over the sand, and you see what's happening. In fact, a point that they didn't report, I've been, I guess, 3 or 4 maybe now, Nobel Peace Prizes. Can you believe it? 4, 3.
Wait. You won?
I told the story. I told my wife, oh, we're going to have a great time. We're going to watch television. I just got nominated for the Nobel Prize. And then I turned on the fake news, story after story. They talk about your weather in the Panhandle, Ron.
It was a hurricane devastating people's lives that we're talking about.
Remember when Obama got it right at the beginning and he didn't even know why he got it? It was the biggest story you've ever seen. The last administration made a pathetic one-sided deal with the Castro dictatorship that betrayed the Cuban people and enriched the communist regime. They're not enriched any longer. My opponent stands with socialists and communists. He wants to give everything away.
Trump seems to think that his getting nominated has the same value as Obama winning the Nobel Prize. Now, you could say Obama didn't deserve it, but nomination versus win are two different things.
Nicaragua and Venezuela in their righteous struggle for freedom.
Venezuela. Oh.
The last administration also negotiated the terrible Obama-Biden-Santos deal with Colombian drug cartels. They surrendered the narco-terrorists. They surrendered, totally gave up to them. And that caused illicit drugs all over this country. Joe Biden even received the endorsement of Colombian socialist Gustavo Petro, a former member of the M19 guerrilla organization, and he took it because you know why?
Didn't the Taliban just endorse Trump? I mean, that seems like a silly game to play.
Whoever. He said, no, he's a bad guy, Joe. He's actually a bad guy. Under my administration, we worked with Colombian officials to seize or disrupt 227 metric tons of poisonous narcotics since April. And we're doing fantastically in terms of bringing it down. 19% reduction. My heart will always be with the Colombian people and the people from Cuba and the people from Venezuela and Nicaragua and all of the people that are so unfairly treated. And you'll see a lot of great things happen.
What about the people being unfairly treated right now under his administration?
47 years. It's true. And now he's pushing the most far-left agenda ever put forward by a presidential nominee or candidate. The Biden plan would destroy Social Security and
It wouldn't do those things. Now, it is true that of any major party candidate, not somebody who ran in the primary, but of any major party candidate, Biden's platform is the most progressive. That is true. It's just not socialist.
You don't feel well? Okay, go to the hospital. Stand there for about 4 weeks. They'll shut down American energy, shut down fracking, and outlaw the private health insurance plans of over 180 million Americans who love those plans. Biden vowed to terminate our travel bans on jihadist regions and surge refugee admissions. He agreed to this with crazy Bernie Sanders. He's going to surge admissions into our country by agreed number 700%. No, thank you. Opening the floodgates to radical Islamic terrorism. And I don't like to speak too loud, but we're not doing too badly, are we? You know that? He'll ban school choice, he'll ban charter schools, and he'll ban Florida Opportunity Scholarships, which is a big deal.
Go further. Say he'll ban Florida. Just say he'll ban the entire state.
In a second term, I'll provide school choice to every parent in America. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. And I just have to say in conclusion, over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we will end our reliance on China once and for all. It's ending. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities, which you're already doing in Florida. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms, your Second Amendment.
We have that. I mean, he doesn't need to do anything about that. That exists. Crowd showing signs of life for the first time in a while.
We will strike down terrorists who threaten our citizens, and we will keep America out of these ridiculous, horrible, and very, very stupid foreign wars against countries that you've never even heard of.
Trump's never heard of.
We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency. It's already signed, and it takes place on January 1st, and further reduce the cost of prescription drugs by 50, 60, 70, and even 80%.
You could just say by up to 80%.
And Social Security, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. Always. Republicans will always protect. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars, and it's going to be very soon.
I thought it was NARS.
We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at this kid cheering for that. This kid's life is ruined. That's sad. Oh, my God. This guy, too. Really bad.
We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and always respect our great American flag.
Really gripping that lectern.
And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." For years you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of Florida. So get out there and vote. Send in your absentee ballot if you've requested one. Be very careful. A lot of shenanigans going on. You see what's happening every day. You're reading it. In-person early voting begins next week. So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, and get out and vote. You have no choice. You have to do it. True, you got to do it.
Do it.
We're going to win Florida big. We're going to win a lot of states big. We're leading in Arizona. We're leading in Nevada. We think we're leading in Pennsylvania. We're leading in North Carolina. We're leading all over the place. We got to have this be a big win. From Tampa to Tallahassee, from Pensacola to Miami, and from Jacksonville to right here in Sanford. We stand on the shoulders of Florida patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears for this beloved nation. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, blazed the trails, settled a continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, dug out the Panama Canal, raised up the skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and from here, in this beautiful state, landed our brave American astronauts on the face of the moon.
A lot of moon talk today. Has nothing to do with Trump, but...
We made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and the best is yet to come. Proud citizens like you helped build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We're returning power to you, the American people. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting.
Take the
and
country
we are
back.
going to
He's
keep
the
on
president.
winning, winning, winning. And when Ron DeSantis comes to my office in Washington, the magnificent Oval Office, and he says to me, sir,
routine.
the people of Florida, they've won too much. They're getting tired of winning. I'm going to look at him, I'm going to say, Mr. Governor, go back and tell them, don't worry about it. You're going to keep on winning, winning, winning. That's what they want to do. We're going to keep on winning, winning, winning. Because we're one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Florida, we have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. And we will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Florida. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, and then Donald Trump, let's see if he does the dance where it looks like he's winding a hose, sort of. It's hard to describe, but it's a very, very strange thing that he does. Let's see if he does do it. Very, very powerful event, as all of you can imagine. Donald Trump. It is mania, and I also like the energy of desperation. It does seem like a desperate Trump for sure. But it is Donald Trump's first event since. Oh, there it is. There it is, guys. There is the hose rolling. There it is. Trump's first event since having the virus, as we call it. Just extremely cringeworthy in all respects, in every single respect. And Donald Trump here with, blacks for Trump on the stage, Latinos for Trump, cops for Trump, women for Trump, any number of different groups. And Donald Trump, speculation running rampant that Donald Trump was on some kind of stimulant, extremely fast reading. It is Florida, so I don't know that I would make that much of the sweating necessarily. At a couple points seeming somewhat short of breath, but those steroids will make you feel great for a period of time. So no surprise that Donald Trump brought a lot of energy, throwing masks to the crowd when he came out. That is absolutely true. There is Trump doing his dance. Yeah, so he's continuing to go. A number of different super chats coming in. Oliver Wilde says, aggressive super chat. Trump's post-talk dance looks like he's simultaneously disappointing two invisible giants. Oh my God, that is aggressive. That is very, very aggressive. Donald Trump waving to the crowd, as you can see, and eventually, look at the dancing is definitely a new thing. Seems very. Has Trump lost weight? Is it possible that while he was in hospital, he actually lost a bunch of weight? He does seem thinner to me. Kind of interesting. I mean, being sick will do that to you. People with coronavirus, oh God, Jewish voices for Trump. That's horrible. Text shalom. Oh my God, that is. I feel embarrassed by that. People do with cases of coronavirus. People will sometimes lose weight. I don't know if Trump has, but still adhering to that stance, hinging forward at the waist, as many of you can see. Donald Trump did reportedly test negative today. Yes, that reportedly is true. As Donald Trump will make his way back to his airplane, people very, very. It's weird being excited to see Trump like this and to stand around, no masks, as you can see. I mean, some people on stage behind him had one. This one guy here has a mask, but very few masks. If you're even willing to be here, you're not really interested in reason, you know? So I don't think we can go by much by just evaluating the crowd. I don't think there's very much to gain from that. Let's see if the music is still pumping. Yeah, it's still going to go. And then Donald Trump eventually going to make his way back to the plane. So that is that. Donald Trump's first COVID rally. As you can see, people at the bottom of our screen eagerly moving towards the exits. They are ready to go, not interested in getting caught, apparently. And what could be a little bit of traffic on the way out. People sort of shuffling out. They don't look dejected, I wouldn't say. But, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I'm not the target of such a rally, but it's hard to imagine seeing that and then saying, wow, that was really great. But I guess a lot of these people might believe that. So listen, tomorrow, I believe that Trump has rallies the next 2 days. Tomorrow night, I have a college speaking gig where I will be taking questions much like Ben Shapiro does, but it will be via Zoom because of coronavirus. So tomorrow night, very unlikely that I will be streaming, but I may be back with you on the Wednesday rally, Biden event, and then my goal would be on Thursday to have I don't know if it will be town halls for Biden and Trump. I don't know the full details yet. I will talk to my various contacts to see what the copyright status is, but I would love to carry the two town halls back to back for you on Thursday night, potentially. Maybe. You know, we will see. So that does it for me today. I do appreciate you joining me. We will be played out today by the newest single from Joseph Woodward, She Goes to the Best College. I'll see you guys very soon. Let's go to the phones at 617-830-4750. Let's see. Let's first go to... you know who's on the phone? Donald Trump is holding on. And last time it was off the rails. And that intrigues me. I'm in an off the rails sort of mood. What's going on?
Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together.
And when this happens, is this like parents? Is it siblings, cousins? What like generation relative to you is it?
I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Hold on. Let's slow down because there's a lot there. Let's really think it through.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Wow.
She made a lot of money as a model, a tremendous amount, and then she went cold turkey and gave it all up because she had to go to college, because I wanted her to go to college. Mm-hmm. She goes to the best college. She goes to Wharton. Okay. She's got straight A's.
Let's take a step back. Let's address a couple different things. It ultimately